everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what kind of photography I do, and let's get right into it. Alright, so I do nature, landscaping, architecture, water droplets, and bugs. Which means, I don't do any people. I've tried doing people over the years. I've had photo shoots before, and they're not up my alley, really. I'm not good with people when it comes to taking photos, and that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I've found what kind of photography I'm good at. Bugs, however, are very hard to take pictures of, and it's not as if you're taking a picture of a cat or a dog, which, believe it or not, those can be hard to take. They can be hard to take pictures of too. And if you want a picture of a bug, you'll have to, I guess, creep up on it very quietly and get a good angle. And if you're lucky, you can even get a few shots. Butterflies, from my experience, are the most hard to get, because the slightest move and then they fly away so quickly. At least that's just from my experience. So I've only had a few butterfly shots, and I've learned over the years that they are very hard to get. It's also kind of like taking a picture of a bird, or trying to get a picture of a bird in a good spot. But you get it and you try, and it turns out somewhat decent, but you decide to keep it anyway, like as a memory. Or you can't get it, but you try and try again. I highly recommend you try and try again. Do not give up. When it comes to water droplets, I think if someone were to ask me, what's your favorite photography or favorite type of photography, water droplets are by far my favorite, because I like getting close-ups and I love autofocus. That's my favorite personally. And autofocus, a good way to put it, is just blur in the background, and you can see more of the visual in the front, and more of the texture, more of the lighting too, and more of the volume, which that's nice. But close-ups are some of my favorite photographs. But specifically water droplets, why I say, is because there's something that's very alluring about it, and it looks very peaceful to me, even though they can be, I guess, challenging to some people, because I have a Canon camera, Rebel EOS T5i, and I can't use that out in the rain. So whenever there's water droplets outside, I have to wait until there's no rain, and then I can take some pictures. Moving on to architecture. Architecture is, I guess, the type of photography to where it's an okay for me, but I like to take pictures of abandoned buildings, and they can be hard to find because I don't travel very much, and I live in a small town, so there are going to be what looks like abandoned buildings, but some people could still live in abandoned buildings, whether they're just small little houses or people visit them occasionally because they're rebuilding it. So I wouldn't be able to take pictures. I'd have to ask permission, and that is something that should always be done. If you want to go inside to take pictures of a house that isn't yours, and if it's been abandoned for years, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter how long, ask the owner if you can go inside and take pictures, just to be on just to err on the side of caution, okay? And you don't want to get in trouble. Nature in photography is something I really enjoy personally, and it's very easy for me as much as water droplets. And personally, because I feel more drawn to taking pictures of flowers, which is like a lot of the pictures that I take is of flowers. Whether they're frozen because it can get really, really cold where I live, but the flowers can get frozen and then they'll lose a lot of their color. And I can still think, wow, this can become a really good picture. And so I will take advantage of it and I will take a picture of some nature, and it's usually going to be a flower. Or it can be a group of whatever, and then there's just snowflakes here and there and ice surrounding the flower or surrounding the nature, or whatever I want to take a picture of. Then yes, I'm gonna take a picture of it. It's got to be captured. And my last one is landscaping. So right when I first got into photography, I used to take mainly pictures of landscaping because you can have such beautiful sunsets. Just in my opinion, wherever you live, it can be pink, orange, shades of purple, yellow, and blue. And it reminds me of a really beautiful painting that you would see on social media or in someone's house. Although it's in real life, in the sky. I don't take pictures of those nearly as much as I used to because I'm more experienced with various areas of photography, even though I still like taking pictures of landscaping every once in a while. So if I see a fair amount of color that are mixed in together on a late night, mid-evening, then I will go outside and take some photography. Well, I hope my video was helpful, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!